All right, turning to weather here. Quite a bit to talk about this week in the long term. In the short term, the forecast is pretty simple. Clear, calm, and a little on the warm side, actually. We're going to be pretty close to 90 here in Bakersfield tomorrow. Mid-80s for the desert and the KRV. Mountain areas still very comfortable in those mid-70s. And that's going to stick with us for a couple days before our weather pattern starts to change. And actually, this is a system we have to keep a close eye on. Off the coast of Mexico, that is Hurricane Priscilla. That's a Category 1 storm right now. That's not going to directly impact California. But I'm going to turn on Futurecast here, and we're going to follow Priscilla up the coast of Baja California. And by the time it's closing in, it's starting to send a little bit of tropical or maybe subtropical, you might call it, moisture into Southern California. And as you can see, that is primarily staying south of Kern County, but it's close. So it's close enough that we at least have a chance to get in on the northern edge of that precipitation. So we are going to watch Priscilla for her influence on the weather here through the week. The other thing that's a little bit more of a sure thing is a big change as we get into the weekend. This is your weekend weather pattern upcoming. It should look very familiar. This is very similar to what happened the end of last week. Big upper level trough, kind of a classic fall weather pattern here. That's going to take our temperatures way down as we head into the weekend. So yes, in the short term, things are a little on the warm side, but we are headed towards another really fantastic cool down, a beautiful weekend in store for us here. Let's take a look at it. Again, I've got us at 89 degrees tomorrow, moderate air quality, sunny skies through the day. It's going to be warm. It's not going to be hot, but it's going to be warm, and we should cool off fairly quickly into the evening hours. That's one thing nice about this time of year. Still a little warm on Wednesday, Thursday and Friday looking fairly comfortable though. And again, beautiful weather this weekend. I've got us at 74 degrees both days. There are a couple models that even take us a little bit cooler than that. But the moral of the story is it's going to be nice and cool and comfortable, with maybe the exception of some strong winds in eastern current. That's generally, unfortunately, the case with these cooler air masses moving in. I mentioned the chance of rain earlier, and yes, that is in the forecast. I have it pretty low. I've only got about 10% on Friday right now. Just can't rule out that isolated shower. But again, that's a system we have to watch because it shifts north a little bit. That would dramatically increase our rain chances. But again, across the board, we're a little bit on the warm side here to start the forecast off. But by the weekend, we're looking much, much cooler, much more comfortable.